All right, in this lesson, we're going to talk about two-note groupings. We just covered it when we did quarter note triplets. See you later. In essence, we did. This lesson just shows you, with accents, how you have two-note groupings in this eighth-note grid. All right? Let's listen to this track again. That was our one triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet. What this does, it sort of helps you reinforce these quarter note triplets. Look at figure 9 in your standard notation. You will see we have a full measure of eighth note triplets. We are going to use strict alternate picking in this. Okay? Make sure you can do that. Okay, now if I screamed all the time, you'd never know when I was irritated. But if I talk pretty soft all the time, I say, hey, you'd know something was up. The reason I use that story is that I want you to practice playing very softly. Now you've got somewhere to go when you want to accent. Let's play along. This is a review. If you make the downstrokes loud and you make the upstrokes soft, those are your quarter note triplets. You might say, why didn't you give me this lesson earlier? Why didn't you explain it this way? Well, there are a lot of different ways of looking at this, but this links it to your picking really well. Now, if you go... practice it with the down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 down. Then you need to practice going like this. I'm using upstrokes. You want to be well versed and be able to play with the same rhythmic authority with an upstroke as you do with a downstroke. Real important. Well, this lesson was entitled Two-Note Grouping. Let's talk about lead playing. We're going to play against a track. Let's go back to something that's not too fast here. If I asked you to count quarter notes, here's what you'd count. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I said count eighth note triplets, you'd count this. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, right? If I asked you to count eighth notes, swing eighths, 1, let 2, let 3, let 4. If I said count your quarter note triplets, you say 1 triplet, triplet, dot, dot. You probably wouldn't count it, you just sing it. Dot, 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 okay? Here are your eighth note triplets. Those are the quarter note triplets, right? Let's say you want to play a two-note figure, just 2 notes out of your minor pentatonic scale. In essence, this sets you up for that quarter note feel, the quarter note triplet feel, because you're occupying 2/3 of a beat before you start over again. So it's displacing along. I'm going to demonstrate. I'll start off playing eighth note triplet. Hear that? Da, 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 da. That's that. That's those quarter note triplets. So, you want to start practicing playing some hip stuff against the track. We've all heard those licks before, haven't we? Now you know rhythmically what they're all about. Because if you look at the concept of playing in 2/3 of a beat increments, that's what these quarter note ideas are. So I suggest that you go through and you play various two-note groups throughout your pentatonic scale. See what you can come up with. You might just go... two adjacent notes in the scale. Now, there are 2 ways you could lay that out. Both notes could be on the same string, or they could be on adjacent strings, right? And then practice doing them a number of different ways. Picking them with downstrokes, because at this tempo you could handle that. Using alternate picking. Using a pick stroke and a hammer-on. Or a pick stroke and a pull-off. So I'm going to demonstrate some of these for you. Let's just take the 4 and the 5 right here on the 5th string, 12th and 14th frets. I'm using alternate picking or all downstrokes. You might even try all upstrokes, okay? Now we'll try picking and then hammering, so it sounds like this. So in that case, your right hand is playing the quarter note triplets and your left hand's adding in 1 triplet, 2 triplets. If I play and use a pull-off, I go... and so on, you see? So a lot of different ways I could play them. Then I could use non-adjacent notes. Do you see that whole rhythmic idea, pop, 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 creates some tension? If I just do it all day, it gets a little boring, but let's mix it up with... See how I just used it along? I've got my swing 8th notes to go like... I'm playing these 2-note groups, but I'm in the 8th note triplet grid work. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. It's less symmetrical sounding than if I go with a full triplet. For example... See, that's falling right on the lick, keeps starting over on each beat, right? Whereas I go... This is something you can explore, even if you haven't been playing a real long time. If you understand these rhythmic concepts, you can make a ton of music with just that minor pentatonic scale. And indeed, you don't really want to go outside the realm of the minor pentatonic scale for that blues sound. It'll get too jazzy if you start putting in all these modes and things like that. And these kind of grooves, they cry out for that sound. So there we have an overview of using 2-note groups. In our next lesson, we'll talk about 3-note groups.